Hi, my name is Marissa Nelson, licensed marriage and family therapist, a sex-certified sex therapist, sexuality educator, and founder of Fertility Haven. Today we're going to be talking about what gets in the way of sexual intimacy while you're trying to conceive, and ways that you can create pathways to connection with your partner as you're going through this journey together as you are trying to expand your family. As we're thinking about intimacy, step one, let's talk about what sex means to you. Sometimes, especially, people will say, well, what do I do to feel more desire? How can I reconnect to intimacy? Like, what do I need to do? Step one, tune into yourself. I want you to answer this question for yourself. What does sexuality mean to you? And what function does it serve? Everybody stepping into intimacy, I always say that sexuality is a temple that you step into. It's an experience that you are seeking. And very much like an appetite, that can change daily, even within the same day or even within moments of each other. It's okay, intimacy is fluid, but what we need from it, we often have to define that for ourselves before we can invite a partner into that experience. So I really want you to think about it. What's the function that sexuality serves for you? Is it a sense of expression, to play, for comfort, for love, for soothing, for spirituality, for connection? I really want you to just take a piece of paper and just write it down for yourself. When you think back of your best sexual experiences, what was happening for you? And I want you to really think about everything that was going on for you in that moment. How did you set the scene for yourself? I also want you to think about, how do I turn myself on? Sometimes we're tasking our partners to do that for us. And like I will tell any of my clients the same thing, you are responsible for your own sexual wellness. Well, our partners are there to support, they're there to help us, we're there to have experiences for ourselves and experiences simultaneously together. And so in opening up to our partner and allowing them into our sexual space, how do we turn ourselves on? How do we bring ourselves to our own sensuality? And what is sensuality to you? What are the conditions that create that? And then the third thing, having a conversation about what your partner's needs, wants, and desires are, so that as a couple, you can co-create intimacy that works for both of you, because that's incredibly important. If you want to learn more about communicating with your partner, go to the Fertility Out Loud website and hit the resources and support page for more guidance. Another aspect of that on the other side is when we don't do these things, when we don't take responsibility and ownership of our own sexuality, when we wait for our partner, or our sexuality is only in service to our partner's needs, when we don't have clear and open conversations about what our sexual needs are and that sexual communication, sometimes we step away from sexuality. So we start to feel, dread about sex. And when we start anticipatory fear around intimacy, we don't want to have intimacy. Another factor that can really affect intimacy is performance anxiety. Performance anxiety can happen for so many reasons, for you and for your partner. Anything to do from sexual dysfunction, feeling pain during intercourse, or just feeling uncomfortable in the body, sexual expectations as well. All of these can really affect arousal and then ultimately affect the intimate experience. Sex is more than just intercourse. And I want you to be thinking about ways in which you can incorporate sensuality and eroticism back into your connection. Sometimes you think that desire is just, we need to have sex and we need to have sex now. But especially for women whose sexual life is and our desire is so multifaceted that there's so many different ways that we can get to arousal. And so when we talk about our erotic pathways, what we're really talking about is, what are the conditions that create more desire and put me in a frame of mind so that I can be open to it? And so one of those ways is allowing, but through non-demand sexual touch. And so what does it mean? What would it look like for you to reincorporate touch into your relationship? But touch for affection, touch for comfort, touch for soothing, with an openness of allowing pleasurable touch and seeing where it takes you both. If that creates an avenue, a lane for more closeness, and it feels good, then great, that can be a pathway. But sometimes in the clients that I work with, they may feel like the only time they get touched is when they're about to have sex. And we have to shift that. We have to shift that so that you feel as though we can really infuse touch in a way that feels good, in a way that feels soothing, in a way that feels comforting, that doesn't have to lead to sex, but if it does, then that's really wonderful. You can do the traffic light exercise with your partner. Green is for go. All the things that you currently do, that you love to do, things that are really working. When you've had the most amazing intimacy together, what were you doing? You can write that on green. Things that you want more of, write on green. Yellow, I want you and your partner to write down things that you want to try. Is it more toys? Is it playing with sensations? Whatever that is for you, I really want you to write in that yellow zone. And then red is no. That can include body parts, that can include sexual acts, that could include whatever that is for you that feels like, I don't like this. It could also be things that you're currently doing that you don't feel like are working for you. Now remember, the name of the game is no shame, no blame, but really being able to have open lines of communication about what you like and having some honest conversation about what you don't like. Not in a defensive way, but really just opening up an avenue for honest, safe dialogue. Honest, safe dialogue is really around empathy, compassion, openness, and curiosity. The added pressure of having sex can lead to some obstacles such as performance anxiety or even avoidance. It's important with safety, honesty, and holding space for one another that you can address the things and the topics and the issues with regards to your intimacy that are working, and even those that may not be working as well, so that you can build the tools to strengthen your relationship. For more videos related to fertility advice and to be part of the discussions and conversation with those in the community, please like and subscribe to this channel. Or feel free to reach out to me directly at The Fertility Haven on Instagram. I am wishing you the very best on your fertility journey ahead.